Welcome back to the Tiger Dream Hanger. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well today. So I want to talk to you about feast or famine when it comes to Masterpiece Transformers collecting. I have been trying to get caught up with one Masterpiece release after another, trying to get reviews done and actually try to enjoy them. And we'll talk about the feast and famine, but we're in super feast mode. Probably semi on the tail end. I think we're still going to have a strong quarter 4 and lots of releases, a lot of more stuff to come with that. But it's now with more players, more companies putting out product. We're seeing a lot of stuff going on right now, and it can get a little bit overwhelming, a little bit financially overwhelming, a little bit pick and choose. I'm gonna go over some of the stuff that's coming, some of the stuff that we can sort of expect to see by the end of the year, and maybe some of the stuff won't come till next year. Then I'll explain the famine that we'll experience early next year, and maybe a little bit here in between. I don't think it's a bad thing to have a little break now and then in Masterpiece Transformers to catch up, but let's talk about feast or famine. Masterpiece Transformers coming up. All right, seems like we just came off the tail of a bunch of releases. I personally had 13 pre-orders show up all at once. It shows in. I probably got 5 more since then. And I did pick and choose some stuff I left behind. But this is on the way now. This is the FansToys version of Blitzwing. And I'll just be honest, I'm going to get to the rest of the year release list with FansToys. But it's pretty much all stuff I've got a decent representation on the shelf. So I am always excited for a FansToys release. I'm hoping it is better. I like it better than what I've already got, but I mean, it may not. It may not be one I like better, but Blitzwing's on the way. I do like the look of it, and I really haven't heard anything too negative about Blitzwing so far. A lot of people have had it. There's probably some people with some reviews. So with that, that's the first one. But then we get into, it's like, I don't even have my Blitzwing. The buzz is still buzzing about Blitzwing. And we're already hearing about Warhorse or Ironhide. Ironhide. That's the FansToys version of Ironhide. But it's called Fantastic Model. Same thing that they did with the Ultra Magnus. And there's a couple other fantastic models out there. Pretty fantastic. But they do that so they don't get into perceived trouble with Takara or Hasbro with using the main characters. It seems like third party gets left alone if they do more obscure characters, but main characters. But nobody's working on an Ironhide to Masterpiece scale. Takara's almost pretty much abandoned the Masterpiece scale, but we'll talk a little bit more about that also. Anyway, this thing's coming soon. There are pictures that I clipped from the FansToys official YouTube channel, and this is Billy that made the video that did a great job. A lot of fun stuff that we see right there, but it looks to be a pretty big figure. Like if you see it towering over these, so probably Optimus Prime size. I mean, I think Ironhide should be a big figure. I really do. I mean, he's not a carbot. He's a full-on character, full-on like leader class. Would you go as far as to call it leader class? Here's another picture of him kind of in there with the art. I'm not 100% sure how he pulls all this off, but it's cool. It's really good stop motion, and he replaces the original character in the scene, which is nice. And then there's another picture of him flying. So you can see all kinds of different angles, but there's going to be a transformation video and other videos coming very soon, which means that our release is coming pretty soon. FansToys generally gets at least almost a figure a month. It's like 8 a year, 9 a year. But, you know, when we don't have reasons for production stopping, then they seem to get a figure out most of those months. Which makes me think their Ratchet or Doc's going to be right around the corner. And it's one of those things that they're moving really fast on this. And, yeah, it's probably because of the fact that X-Transbots already has theirs out. So, again, we're getting stuff that I already have that I don't really need another one just yet. I'm not super excited about it, but on the other hand, I do look forward to it. So it's a double-edged sword. And I also know when it comes to FansToys, And to a point, X-Transbots, or pretty much any of them, if you don't get it while it's at retail, at a retail price, and you try to wait 2 years and they haven't done a reissue, the price kind of skyrockets. Even if there's decent alternatives out there, FansToys is the most. But this is how it's looking for the remainder of the year. It doesn't give the month, but you could say, well, we're ending September, so October, and you see the bottom 4, October, November, December, maybe 2 in December, maybe 1 in late September. And for me, I get a Shozi. In all reality, it's going to take 2 weeks to ship. January for that next Constructicon for me. And I know people are super duper excited for the 2.0 Galvatron. Want to have a decent one already from FansToys. Now I'm going to touch on this. This is a KO of Takara. I don't really feel like it's going to be Masterpiece. You know, you should say 9.06 inches. I guess you'll have to count that as Masterpiece. But it's not G1. It's a bit stylized and all that. But the fact that it's a fourth party, it's going to be $95. I think the original was like $270 or something. So it's pretty expensive. So I'll give it a shot for $95 and check it out. It's the fourth party AM01 Adamus Machina Rodimus Hot Rod. And it's coming soon. So I'm going to be paying for mine pretty soon and get it shipped. But we'll talk more about Takara here in a bit, because I just kind of want to stick to, in the current part of this video, what's shipping. And then there's the Splitswing Carbotics, the BWCA11101 Black Voltron. I don't have any Black Voltron, and I don't know if there's an alternate name, like Nemesis or something, that Defender of the Universe. But I absolutely love Blitzway's Voltron, and it is... what is it? It's a bigger one, like 15-inch, 16-inch, something like that. It is a big one, 14.96 inches. Main figure, 5 figurines of standing Voltron pilots. So you will get the pilots with this Blazing Sword effect version, Space Cutter, replaceable roaring face. Here's the thing. I know we got a KO of the first one. I don't know if we'll see a KO of the one in black. And I don't have one Voltron in black, so I'm in on it. It's pricey. I'm having to save up a bit for it. It's $579, but I already put some money down on it, so I won't have to pay quite that much, but it's still going to be quite a bit. So anyhow, that's shipping right now. You might say, well, it's not Masterpiece. Do you get more Masterpiece than a Blitzway Voltron? It's tough. All right, so we're in the feast mode, not the famine yet, but I'm not 100% sure I know when any of this MMC stuff's coming out. They don't make a spectacle the same way X-Transbots and, well, any of them do. Like, it is just, surprise, here it is. And that's how it goes. Surprise, here's a convention exclusive. But anyhow, just want to point that out. This is what's coming. We're eventually going to get their Devastator. There was one point I'd heard so much about it, I thought it was already released and people already had it, and nope, I'm hearing nobody's got it yet, so that's interesting. Still pre-orders up for all of them. And then they are working to finish their Devastator. There's Devastator, maybe it's a different, because I thought that was done too. Maybe they're doing some different versions, so that'd be great. I know there's a toy version of Groove and other stuff going on, but with that, somewhere in all of this feast, we're going to get a couple of MMC to leak in there. Maybe we'll get the Ramhorn soon. Let's get into Magic Square. I had all this stuff out of order for some reason, so I'm bouncing around. So it's not as smooth and fluid as I'd like. What I want to see come from Magic Square, and it will just come like that. It'll be like pre-order and then ship shortly after. And that's how it's been. Or just directly in stock. Order it, pay full price, and get it shipped out. But we need the last one. Just kind of like we saw with the last couple of releases. They just, either the pre-order is like within a month of the time the pre-order pops up, or it's just there in stock. I know Brawl was just in stock when it came into stock. Swindle was like 2 months out, but we're there. We need one component. We've got a whole combiner done, and then we can move on. Then I'm going to roll into X-Transbots. Now, a little bit of stuff with X-Transbots is that they are seriously trying to get combiners done, which is a good thing. Almost rushing to get them done, but it's a good thing. We do need these done. There's a picture that I saw, and it's on the actual X-Transbots page that you can find. They're showing the artwork, how you can just string along all these boxes, and it should make one good picture. Yeah, they're getting their next component of the combiner. I'm actually a little bit lost in how many. I don't even know how many I have and how many we have to go on this, but we got the Paragon, we've got both legs, so I think what do we just need to get the main hotspot after this guy? I will not use the arm adapter thing ever for the helicopter mode. That's, to me, that's really weird, but they want to have a use for it, but then they make it a little bit too complicated in my opinion. Then here's the figure, and then there's the arm. We're gonna wrap all of this combiner up soon, hopefully, and it'll be kind of fun to get that one knocked out. And Feast or Famine, well, somewhere in there, so we're gonna get this figure. Now we've got Takara, and I know I touched on a KO, and I've got more KO after this, but we do have a lot of stuff coming from them. We just got off this whole MPG Genrai and all that stuff, and then we've got the Hauler, which is a repaint. Notice, not a new mold. And then we should be getting this Masterpiece Gotti Optimus Prime, which I'm fighting it off. I'm fighting the urge. I don't need another Prime, and it really doesn't meet my aesthetic, but seeing it in some of these shows, it looks really, really good. Like some of these toy shows or some of these events that they've been having, and they showed the prototype, it looks great. So I'm like, man, I kind of want that now. But I don't want the price tag on it, and maybe I'll get a KO of it and check it out. But then there's the MPG 16. So they're going to be making the Nemesis version here, which I did not pre-order. Some of this stuff is therapeutic for me. Like, okay, I didn't pre-order it. I didn't spend that money. I didn't buy it. And then there's the other version of Hoist, of Red Hoist. And then we get into some more stuff. So I thought the God Genrai, the more expensive one, was going to come with one of these, and I was like, wait, math doesn't make sense. I don't know why I thought that. It's the only reason I really bought two of those. But now I'm like, well, I need one more of this. So now I'm excited for the next fourth party. Now, this is the fourth party MPG09 Super Genrai Optimus Prime trailer. So it doesn't tell you like what company it is, because it is a second release of this. This one will give you the original box, more or less. From my understanding, this next upcoming one will give you the original. The other one had an alternate box art versus this one. So this will be closer to almost 1-to-1, and hopefully everything works. I did get some negative information about the first KO of this, that the Prime wasn't sliding in the chest just right. And with that, I mean, that sucks. I'm not really happy to hear that. But usually knockoffs make things better, the KOing it. Hopefully this one is pretty decent, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that first one. I didn't get it. I was just too overloaded with 13 other pre-orders, and I was like, man, a couple things I had to let go. Well, I lost my dollar on it, but it is what it is. Now, I don't need another one of these, because I've got two actually, but one thing I'm curiouser and curiouser, is will they knock this off? Now, it seems like they're knocking everything off, but I feel like, I kind of a gut feeling that they're not going to knock everything off. And till it happens, we don't know. They call this one the Gotti MPG-S God Bomber suit set. And I'm curious. And if they do knock it off, will they give the extra parts? I mean, it'll be interesting to find out, because the extra parts cost an extra $100. And if they knock the whole set off for like $115 or something and give you all the extra parts, I mean, that would be crazy. I would believe they don't give you the extra parts, or the price is not going to be that reasonable, or we'll see. We'll see how much channel power Takara really has. And I do still kind of believe Takara allows the knocking off of their products, because I feel like they could have some sort of power, some channel power in there to stop it or slow it down. But we'll see if this gets knocked off. Now, I do believe the remainder of this year, Q4, is going to be very solid for releases. January is going to be like a mad dash till Chinese New Year, and will it stop or slow down somewhere around February 6th? It's not just can they get the product produced before Chinese New Year and factories shut down. It's can they get it produced in time to get it shipped out before Chinese New Year and things shut down. And that's every year, and that causes the famine of this. And it is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. And with that, I don't get mad about it. I kind of plan my content around that too, is there's other things and discussions have, topics to talk about other than what's new. But right now, while we're in the feast zone, I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that's coming. When we're in the famine zone, I got other discussions that I plan to do, and I look forward to that for some reasons. And then most people that collect Transformers collect something else. A lot of crossover between Transformers and G.I. Joe, simply because there was crossover when we were kids. Simply because it was very popular, both very popular at the exact same time, and both great shows made by the same Sunbow. Was it Sunbow? Oh man, I forgot all about that. Anyhow, Super 7's putting these out, so we're collecting other things, and that also is part of this feast. Like a lot of stuff's coming, and all the other companies, all the other toy lines, and all the other toy companies, all that, they also slow down around the same time. So the product releases seem to all hit around the same time, which means your wallet gets hit all around the same time. So this is another thing to think about with the feast and the famine with it. And so what are you doing in the down times? Are you saving up for the feast times? Or you could be like me and just add a 7th item to my cart that I might buy in November. But let me know what you guys think about this conversation. Was it helpful to you? Are you seeing this exactly what I'm saying is what you're seeing? And was there anything in this release schedule that you didn't know was coming? You're like, oh wait, that's coming that soon? So let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Let's have a wonderful weekend this weekend. Titanium Hanger out.